Hello, Rama Rama Puppodu. Hi all, hope all are living happily, having a peaceful life, always happy, feeling very relaxed. Now, let's go to chapter 37, Sri Siddarudha Swami. Now, Ramdas, catching a train going still southward, reached at last Hubli. The idea of going to Hubli was put into Ramdas' head by brother Ramakrishna Rao of Bombay, who is a great bhakta of the famous saint of Hubli, Sri Siddarudha Swami. Ram had taken Ramdas over here to get him the darshan of this great sage. It was past midday when Ramdas reached the mutt of Sri Siddarudha, which is about 3 miles distant from the railway station. The mutt consists of 3 sets of buildings. The first one in the line is a solid block of granite, over which is erected a tall conical gopura. This temple is intended to serve as a repository of the remains of Swami after he has entered Mahasamadhi. The 2 others are extensive buildings constructed in such a way as to leave a large square yard in the interior. Of these, the second one is a dharmashala wherein reside sannyasis, bhaktas and pilgrims. Facing the mutt, there are 2 beautiful tanks. On the other side of the tanks, there is a grove of trees yielding cool shade. The mutt is situated in the most charming and healthy surroundings. Ramdas entered the mutt was, through the kindness of friends there, duly introduced to Sri Siddarudha, at whose feet he prostrated himself most reverently. Here Ramdas spent about 10 days most happily. In the mornings and evenings there was reading and explaining of religious texts. Ramdas listened to this, drank in the words of wisdom, and fell from the lips of the learned age. Ram had so arranged matters for Ramdas that the Upadesh the Swami gave during these days happened to be of just the sort which would lead Ramdas further in his spiritual progress. At other times, Ramdas would wander about in the fields behind the mutt and remain mostly at the tomb or samadhi of the late Kabirdas, the great Muslim saint. Ramdas was clearly able to experience a spiritual atmosphere charged with peace and calmness inside the mutt and dharmashala, especially at the time of the presence of the great Swami. Sri Siddarudha is a great yogi of an advanced age. He is kind, affable, hospitable and full of tranquility. Now, news reached Mangalore that Ramdas was staying at the mutt at Hubli. Ramdas' former wife but present mother, as all women are mothers to Ramdas, and Ramdas' child came there to fetch Ramdas. Sri Siddarudha Swami was appealed to by them in the matter, and the kind-hearted saint advised Ramdas to go with them to Mangalore. Ramdas submitted to the order, feeling that it came from Ram itself. Ram always means well, and he does everything for the best. This mother, that is Ramdas' former wife, proposed to Ramdas to return to samsara, to which he replied, "O mother, it is all the work of Ram. Ram alone has freed humble Ramdas from the bonds of samsaric life, and he resides now at Ram's holy feet. He is now the slave of Ram and prays to him always to keep him as such, to trust and acknowledge his supreme powers of protection over all, and believe that he alone is the doer of all actions and possessor of all things, is the only way to be rid of the miseries of life. Therefore, O Mother, throw off your burden of cares and anxieties, and approaching the divine feet of Ram, live there always in peace and happiness. This is all poor Ramdas can ask you to do. Now, under the kind care and escort of his mother, Ramdas started by train and reaching Marmugo, embarked upon a steamboat which took them in due course to Mangalore. As the party came up to the Bandar, Ramdas, as bid by Ram, walking in advance, directed his steps straight to the Kadiri hills, where he remained for the night. Next day, by Ram's will, he visited the house of brother Sitaram Rao, a brother by the old relation and a great Bhakta of Ram. A few days later, Ramdas had the happiness of a darshan of his Gurudev, father by old relationship, who had given him the upadesh of the divine Ram Mantram. Now Ramdas stays by Ram's command in a cave on the Kadri hill called Panch Pandav Cave, and lives there a serene life, devoting his whole time in talking about, writing of, and meditating upon that all loving and glorious Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next. Mostly it's songs only. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. Rama Rama Popodu.